Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Tonight we're going to talk about the 2026 Dodge Charger Daytona 4-door. Now there's been a lot of questions about, when is the 4-door Dodge Charger coming to market? When's it going to start production? Just a lot of questions about it because there's a lot of interest in this new 4-door sedan. We haven't seen a lot of it. Dodge really hasn't put out much information on it. And for what we did see, if you remember back in March of 2024 during the reveal, where Tim Kuniskis kind of had the Dodge brothers with him in a CGI thing. We did see it there, but it was CGI, of course. And then a few select media people actually got to go to the Connor Center, which used to be the Viper plant, and kind of do interviews and stuff and get some time to actually shoot the cars there on a turntable. And in the corner was a peel-out version of this car. So peel-out's the new orange color. It used to be called header orange, but now it's called peel-out. And not a lot of people did many videos on it. I think Ratty's Rides kind of showed it for a few seconds. TFL Car did a very quick look around on it, but not a lot of people talked about the 4-door because they were so excited about the 2-door coming out. And then, of course, Dodge released a few basically Photoshop kind of pictures of it. So we really haven't seen the car out in public. Now, this particular car that we're going to be looking at, again, it's a 2026 model. So all the 4-doors are going to be 2026. They have already ended 2025 production from what we've heard at Windsor, and they're gearing up for 2026. 2026 will also mark the first part of SIXPACK production. So we're going to see the new Hurricane engines in the coupe and the 4-door. So you'll be able to get this in a Daytona RT, a Daytona Scat Pack, and 6-pack with the standard output, 420 horsepower, 469 foot-pounds of torque with all-wheel drive standard. So those are the three options you can get for 2026. Now, I've gotten a lot of questions, hey, is there going to be a high-output one coming? Yes, but it probably won't make its debut until 2027. So if you're waiting for the Scat Pack model 4-door, you can get that as soon as orders open up. But if you're waiting for the high-output gas model, the twin turbo model, you're going to have to wait. I'm sorry, that's just how Dodge is doing it. I don't know why. But nonetheless, this exact car was actually shown back in January to a very select few at the NADA Dealers Convention in New Orleans. I actually posted a video of this car on my YouTube Shorts because somebody had sent it to me. However, this is the first time it's made its public debut. So we're actually seeing the 4-door for the first time in public, and it made its debut at SpringFest. Now, if you're not familiar with SpringFest was this big event that was basically 15 years in the making. They did it all the way up to 2020. Then we had COVID hit, and they went on a 5-year hiatus. The problem was the event got so big that it actually took over the whole basically parking lot of Auto Club Raceway. And unfortunately, Auto Club Raceway was sold and demolished, so they didn't have a venue to put it on. So John Fraterno, who's the founder of the LX SpringFest, decided, hey, let's go back to grassroots kind of thing, and they held it in a hotel at Lake Forest, California. Now, the cool thing was that they had a parking garage and stuff like that, so they had room for a couple hundred cars, but it was kind of limited to certain vehicles, and you had to register in advance and all this stuff. But they still allowed fans to come and check the thing out. And Dodge was very much involved, so that's why the car was here or there. They also had, we're going to talk about it later, a new stripe package for the Dodge Charger Daytona they showed off, and a new graphics package as well for the Daytona. So we're going to talk about those cars later, but this one I really wanted to talk about because there's a lot of hype about the 4-door. So again, it made its debut there, and it seems like it's got a lot of positive comments about it. Now, again, Daytona, everybody says, oh, I don't want an electric car, but you can get the 6-pack. The very interesting thing about this 2026 model is this is the first time, if you look on the side of the car, it says RT. This is the very first time that we are seeing the RT without the mandatory Stage 1 upgrade. So again, for 2026, when you order these cars, you are not going to be forced into paying that update for the direct connection Stage 1 package on the RT. Same with the Scat Pack. You will be able to order a base Scat Pack. So When you look at this car is rated at 456 horsepower. The Scat Pack base is rated at 590. Okay, so a lot different than the 670 that we've been seeing, but you're going to have a discounted price for the car. So basically this car, the four-door, rides on basically the same, it's this exact same wheelbase, the exact same roof panels. The only real difference is the B-pillar has been moved forward, and we get a smaller front door, and the back door is obviously there. Other than that, wheelbase is the same, width is the same, pretty much all the exterior dimensions are the same. So if you have been watching reviews about the Charger Daytona, everybody says, man, this car is mammoth. It is. It's a big car. But with the four-door, what you're going to notice is, it again, having the same wheelbase, when you actually sit in the back of the four-door, that same foot space, the actual room that you get, is the same exact space you get in the coupe. Now, again, the four-door is also a hatchback. A lot of people have been asking, like, hey, is it going to be an actual sedan? No, it's a hatchback. So it's going to have a lot of functionality. But again, you're getting the same styling, but you're getting it in a four-door package. So a lot of people have complained about the Dodge Charger Daytona two-door because of, obviously, it's got longer front doors, and they're kind of hard to reach out and grab. This one should be a lot better. The car looks more, in my opinion, kind of complete, because with that two-door model, it kind of looks like there's a lot of real estate, behind the doors that's not being used, obviously, because it's a two-door. But it just kind of looks awkward compared to like how the Challenger looked, because the Challenger only had a 116-inch wheelbase. This car's got a 121-inch wheelbase. So it's a lot longer. So that's why we get extra room in the coupe and stuff. But again, you're dealing with a big car. The other important thing to know is, compared to the outgoing cars, this car will have more headroom in the back. The reason being is because of the hatchback design. The roof actually sits higher on this car than the outgoing 2023 cars. So even though the greenhouse is taller, you do get a lot more room in the back of this car. But this four-door totally opens up the greenhouse on the car and makes it so you actually get way more window space kind of looking out and stuff, and it just looks a lot better in my opinion. Again, the standard, now again, we're not seeing it in six-pack form, but this is a standard Dodge Charger Daytona RT. Comes with Brembo brakes. This is the new Bludicrous color. A lot of people, this is the first time that the public's actually seen it. It's kind of a weird color. It kind of shapeshifts a little bit. If you're looking here, you kind of get this like kind of bright blue. And then we have pictures of it underground in the parking garage. And this is being lit with actual, like photography lights. And you can see how dark this car, the blue, changes depending on where the light hits. But this car is really, I think it's really attractive. A lot of people have had kind of like ups and downs about the new styling. It just looks more complete. If you look, it's still got that natural wide body look. But if you look at the back, it has this, instead of having like the little short piece of glass on the back, like the 2023 models, it's actually got like a piano black kind of piece. This is not a window. This is actually just part of just like a dummy thing. The door actually comes out right here. But nonetheless, it still has electric door handles, and it looks actually, again, it just looks more angular because of how the four-door looks with that back door. So gives the car a whole different perspective from the side. Other than that, from the back, it looks the exact same. From the front, it looks the exact same depending on the model. We've seen that obviously the six-pack will look totally different in the front. It'll have, an actual functional grille, and it has a little more like a mail slot grille, so it kind of looks meaner. And obviously it doesn't have the R-wing. It's got the bigger power dome hood on it. But nonetheless, it's just nice to see this four-door, and you can actually get some, perception of depth of how the four-door actually looks from all these different angles. So again, if you're wondering about availability, Windsor's going to start production of this car in May. Now, originally I said it was June, and that was what it was, but the actual testing of the cars, and Dodge really wants to get the six-pack models in dealerships ASAP because sales of the Charger Daytona have been very dismal. So Testing and everything for the six-pack models has gone so well that they've actually pushed production to start in May. So they pushed it actually forward a month. So what that means is, depending on how the tariffs and stuff go, because the tariffs from the Trump administration go into effect April 2nd, we might see a little bit of a price change on these cars. Probably, we might even see, like, what was it? Cox Auto said that we probably could see up to a $6,000 premium on cars that are imported to the U.S. from Canada. And that's kind of crazy. But we don't know pricing yet. But nonetheless, this car will be available in Dodge dealers before right around the start of the summer. So you can actually go to a Dodge dealer probably in late June and purchase one of these. Again, you might be purchasing one for a little more than what you want right now because of the tariffs, but who knows? The whole like news thing and all the politics and stuff have been kind of going crazy, and Canada is going through right now basically an election. So their election ends in April. So who knows? We might even see a new prime minister. We just got a new prime minister over there, and maybe it looks like the conservatives might actually win. So if that happens, who knows what's going to happen with the trade, with the trade agreements and stuff. We might see some big changes, but nonetheless, things could change before this car is even released. But that's what the plan is. Going to start production in May, going to roll into dealers end of June. So no matter what, if there's tariffs and stuff on it, it's going to be there still. So, but these things have been actually testing quite a bit in Auburn Hills, and this is the first public debut of this car. So if you want to see all the photos of the car, go to Mopar Insiders. Anthony Carter, Turbo Buckeye on Instagram, he's the founder of the LX and Beyond Nationals. He was nice enough to go out to the event, take these photos for me, and I really thank him for it. So that was really nice because I wasn't able to go out there. So if you want to see really high definition photos and actually get to see this car in detail, I did actually brighten some of the parking garage photos up so you can see some of the kind of the body lines, because for some reason it was just really dark. But you get a good idea of what this car actually looks like from all different angles. From the back, from the front, from the 3/4 angle. It's a really good looking car in my opinion. So let me know what you think of how this car looks, and actually tell me, what do you think of this new Bludicrous color, or Bludacious color? I always say Bludicrous, Bludacious color. A lot of people are kind of like excited about this color because obviously, they love B5 blue, frostbite, and all that stuff. This is the first real blue that we're getting on this car. And this will be also, like, going into 2026, it's going to reach dealers here probably in the next couple weeks, because the 2025 cars are done, but some of the 2025 cars will have this Bludacious color on them, reaching dealers soon. And then we're going to see these on the 2026 models. And then again, we're probably going to see some of the colors from the color clinic as well. So what do you think of this Bludicrous color? And make sure to hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.